I can't be dating. Do you know what I mean? I'm not, you guys, everyone, we all need to up the bar. Pay for me to pee and then we'll see.
No. I don't believe that will be happening anytime soon. And yes, I do agree with her. I think that she 100% needs to stay away from dating. Hello, fellas, gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. We have a few clips we're going to be going over, good old clips. So go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and kick back, relax, grab a beverage, get you a snack, and hey, how's it going? My name's Rat Boy. Let's get into it.
Why are you single? Why are you single? Why are you? One time I had a UTI, and my boyfriend at the time Venmo'd me every time I peed, so I could feel joy anytime I felt pain. And sure, it was 10 cents. But if you've had a UTI, you get so I could feel joy every time I felt pain. And no, that relationship did not work out. But someone doing good things for you doesn't mean everything else is going to work, right? But it did set the bar. It did set the bar, and I'm really grateful for him to have set that bar. And also fuck him, because this is why I can't be dating. Do you know what I mean? I'm not, you guys, everyone, we all need to up the fucking bar. Pay for me to pee and then we'll see.
No. I don't believe that will be happening anytime soon. And yes, I do agree with her. I think that she 100% needs to stay away from dating, from involving a man in her life. She is obviously going through something. To post this on to actually post this on the internet is wild, honestly. This is grade A stuff. Very interesting. Be aware of women that do stuff like this. I know it's kind of common sense at this point. Absolutely. You know, you see stuff like this and my eyes get really big and I'm like, what is going on? But be very careful about this type of situation. You do not want to get involved with anything like this. So, you know, thankfully for us, she is not dating. She is not involving a man in any of this chaos. You know, these women's brains are like an electrical fire. Okay. There's no putting this out. You just got to shut the power off and hopefully it'll go away on its own. But whatever you do, don't get near it. Turn your back to it, actually. Walk away from it. Do something else. You know, go home. Literally do anything else than entertain these types of people. They're... Whoa, like, what are you doing? Okay, snap out of it. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
I just figured out why I've been single and not had any new crushes or anything like that. It's because I'm going to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour next week, I just found out. And I get to see Taylor Swift and Gracie. And God knew that I needed to feel all of those songs. And I had to be in this mental state to enjoy it at its fullest. So everything works out for a reason, you guys.
What? What the fuck?
No. I think I know why she's single. I think I know exactly why she's single. But let's go ahead. Let's break this down. That even millionaire pop stars are catching strays from these women that are blaming anything and everything on them being single and lonely, except for the person that they need to blame, which is themselves. And we all know why they won't blame themselves. Women have always dodged, ducked, dipped, dived, and dodged accountability at any chance they could get. This is a new one for me. I've never actually seen that they are blaming their, you know, been pretty much been single your whole life and you're blaming it on Taylor Swift. Yeah. I mean, you can probably blame a lot of things on Taylor Swift, but you being single isn't one of them. Potentially all of the random dudes you're meeting she could definitely be held accountable for that, I think.
7 of how I dated a married man for years and had no idea I was dating a married man for years. He was living a whole double life. If you haven't already watched 1 through 6, you have to go watch it because otherwise you're going to be lost, I promise.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Okay, let me just go ahead and pause it there, fellas. I hate to break the news to you, but she wasn't being completely honest there. You do not have to watch 1 through 6. I made the mistake of watching it, and I can sum it up in one sentence. She was dating a Chad. That's pretty much it. Everything this dude did is basically in the playbook. You know, there's inconsistencies, didn't show up, so a lot of times he won't even answer the phone. A lot of times he won't call. But you know the drill. Okay. But this confuses women 99% of the time, so they have to make these 36 part videos on TikTok for some reason. But anyway, let's continue.
Okay, so at this point, my whole life was upside down, trying to figure out what I believe, what I don't believe. I knew there was a lot of red flags, but I still really loved this man. And I also felt badly trying to push it or ask him too many questions when he would always say something major happened and that I was insensitive for asking. But I mean, I didn't know what to expect or what the story was or what how we were, the two of us, because I was like, I thought I was moving, now I'm not. So like, what does that mean? So at the time I was talking to a friend of mine that I worked with, a coworker, and I told her what happened. She said, I thought you were leaving. I said, yeah, I'm back. It's a whole thing. Don't even get me started. And I am so thankful for this woman. She said out loud what maybe other people were a little nervous to say. She said, Becca, this doesn't make any sense. She's like, I know that you love him. I'm looking from the inside out or the outside in, so I can see that something isn't adding up. She said, I'm not like a close friend of yours, so he doesn't know who I am. How about I try to get to the bottom of this? I'm like, that would be great. I gave her all the information that I knew about him to be able to look him up.
I'll make that deal. How about you bitch? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
At this very moment, because here's an interesting part of this 37 part story that she's sort of come up with here. So you've been dating this man. You have all this information on him, and yet you didn't decide to look him up yourself. You didn't take 5 minutes to type it into Google and see what's going on. You let this random coworker that you work with do it for you. What are you doing? Why are you dating men? What's going on? This is what, whenever I say women all want the same man, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so either she knew that this guy was just, as she said in the beginning of the video, she saw the red flags, but she chose to ignore them. Well, maybe she chose not to ruin the fantasy. Maybe she chose not to type his name into that search engine because she didn't want to see the truth. She was happy in the deniability. She was happy in the ignorance of who he was and what he had going on. And you kind of have to be if you're dating someone for years and he's living a double life. He's literally living two lives, and he's a married man. Stay away from these men.
Sure enough, she comes back within minutes and she sits down and she says, we're in my office. She says, are you sure you want to hear this? I'm like, hit me.
Within
she says,
minutes.
okay, so this person was married to this person, as you said, on this date, so that's correct. But there is no divorce on file, like at the courthouse or whatever at all. She said, so we definitely know he got married, but we don't know that he was ever divorced. Like, there's no records of that. Of course, I start spiraling. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is still married. That was really the last thing that I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. So of course, I call him, I confront him about it. I'm like, one of my friends figured out that you are still married. And just in true narcissist form, he somehow comes back with, of course you would think that. You didn't do all your homework. Maybe you should look into it a little bit deeper before you come at me acting like I'm the one in the wrong. I'm like, well, what are you mad at me for? Like, you're the one that's lying. Like, you're obviously still married. And he said, I'll call you back. He hangs up. The lies that this man tells next, you will not even believe it. Stay tuned for the next part.
No.
That is very based of him to do. See, that's what you do. You gaslight, deny, and then you send him on with an errand. So, he told her that she needed to do a little more investigation before she comes back with that gives him the perfect amount of time to maybe forge up some documents, possibly, create a fake headline, fake Facebook post or something to kind of corroborate his story. Corroborate? And also, let me go ahead and break this down again. Do you think she stopped seeing this man? Absolutely not. All the red flags she's seen, all the shady stuff he was doing, all the lying, the lie. She said the lies this man comes up with. You wouldn't believe the lies. Why were you believing the lies is what I'm saying. Or did you know he was lying and you just decided to ignore that as well? But you're going to keep blaming him. He was the married one. He was the one doing, what were you doing? Why are you choosing to involve yourself with married men? What is going on here? Why would you want to be with a guy where you don't know where he is pretty much all the time? Like at any random moment you can call him, you don't even know where the dude is. He's out in the street somewhere. No, he's with his secret family, his other family, his better family. Okay, you're just number 3 on the list. These women are so just infatuated with the idea that these top tier dudes are going to choose them and only them, to where they will ignore all of the signs, ignore all the red flags, ignore all of the subtle nuances of they know what a healthy relationship feels like, I hope, but they're sitting here saying, is it normal for him to be gone for 18 hours without calling me or texting me? Oh well, what are we doing here? Why are you choosing to involve yourself with men who you don't even know where they are half the time? You want me to tell you why? Because these women know these men are married, but they don't care because they're getting attention, and they would rather get, in their mind, they'd rather get attention from these dudes, these top tier Chad dudes. They'd rather get a little bit of attention from them. Any kind of attention usually is a text or a 60-minute nighttime visit real quick, and then they got to head back type of situation, instead of actually finding average dude that maybe is more even, maybe on the same level as far as looks, as far as economic level. They would rather date someone else's husband than find a dude that would be a better match for them. It's completely insane.